Between Gaumukh and Tapovan, there were a few caves. In one of them lived an old associate of Babaji, whom he simply called Dada. He was from Bengal and spent every summer in the cave. We climbed the steep slope on the left side of the glacier and in half an hour reached the cave. Dada was waiting for us. Even in such a remote, snowbound place, he had managed to light a dhuni. The cave was quite large, and most of the entrance was walled in with boulders. Wooden planks on the floor served as beds. He even provided us with extra blankets. We had rice and potatoes for dinner, and spent the night in the cave. Dadaji told me I was lucky to have found Babaji. The next morning, we walked up to Tapovan. It took us about 2 hours. The Shivling peak was now visible. In another half hour, we had walked to the top of the ridge. The Gangotri glacier spread out below us. Then we climbed down and returned to the cave. We spent 5 days in the cave. One day, Babaji said to Dadaji, "Dada, you initiate Madhu into Sri Vidya tomorrow." Dadaji agreed and I was given the 16-letter Shodasakshari. The Sri Vidya mantra belonging to the Lopamudra category with the starting sound Ka. While Kriya Yoga clears up the central spinal pathway for the Kundalini energy, said Dadaji. The sound vibrations of the Sri Vidya help activate the cerebrospinal centers and prepare them to receive the serpent power as it begins to ascend. Babaji is himself an expert on the Sri Vidya, and I am giving this technique of Chakradharana, contemplating the chakras, at his command.
This Sri Vidya requires a great deal of explanation, and every now and then people come to me and say, "Give me Sri Vidya." So it's a joke. It's not a joke. Then yoga, practice of yoga. Sri Vidya also, since it's a mantra basically, it's also part of Japa Yoga. It's not two distinct things, it's part of Japa Yoga. Except that in other parts of Japa Yoga you do one mantra like Om Namah Shivaya, Panchakshara, Om Namo Narayana, Krishnaya Namaha, and so on. Krim Kalikaya Namaha, something simple mantras which you chant. This is Japa Yoga. Sri Vidya is also Japa Yoga. Except that Sri Vidya traditionally consists of many Bijaksharas. When you say Bijakshara, seed letters. Bija, Akshara. Bija is the seed. It means there are some potent sounds which are meant to awaken the divinity within yourself. And these have been tied up in different combinations and permutations. Only a teacher can decide what is best for you. Never take up the practice of Sri Vidya Upasana by reading a book.